Well, hello everybody. How's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about how to become a YouTuber.
Should be sleeping, it's good for my eyes. Should have kept them working, burning my files. Paint a cabbie, straighten my tie. Push and shove, ticket prices are high.
From looking at my YouTube analytics, I can see that 70% of the people that come to this channel and watch the videos are not subscribed. So guys, please subscribe down below. You can pick yourself up a Now's the Time t-shirt if you'd like. Or you can join my Patreon to help me out. It's actually one of my favorite subjects. For so many years, my friend John would say to me that you should become a YouTuber. Being a YouTuber would be something that would suit you amazingly. You should do it. Finally, after years of him bugging me to do it, I finally decided I'd go ahead and try my hand out at YouTubing. The first and probably the hardest thing to do is to actually get going. The idea of becoming a YouTuber, it's exciting and it's scary, and you know, of course, that your stuff is going to be terrible, but you want to try it anyway, and it's a little bit nerve-wracking. So what I would suggest, of course, is just to start. Go ahead and start. Film whatever you can, whatever's around you, and film wherever you live. You may think that there's nothing exciting happening around where you are or any of that, but imagine now, I live in the countryside, in the middle of nowhere, in terms of Ireland. I'm miles from Dublin and hours of driving away from it. And then, of course, Ireland itself is in the middle of the ocean, as far away from the continent of Europe as you can get, really. We're halfway to Iceland here. I thought to myself, I don't really have a whole lot to film here, but why not try at least do some of the beautiful Irish countryside, try talking about being a musician, try talking about, well, anything really. If I wanted to try and help people how to record music, how to get their own music out, all these sort of things. Also having a look at the countryside around me. Kinsale is considered the gateway to the west, and it is actually the first town on the Wild Atlantic Way. It's a tourist town, it's a little tiny fishing village. Although I don't use it as much as I should, it's actually a beautiful spot to film out of. The other thing to know about starting out being a YouTuber, it's quite difficult to be consistent in terms of keeping your video process coming on. Right at the beginning of when I started YouTube, I tried to do the Vlogtober, and I managed to fail it on the very first day I started. 2 years ago, they would say that the best and easiest way to get ahead was to do as many vlogs as humanly possible to get as far ahead as possible straight away. Daily vlogging, like Casey Neistat was doing, for instance, was the thing. So I've got this this work harder from Casey Neistat because I look up to the guy, and he was an absolute inspiration to me. He was, although not the first YouTuber I watched, he was one of the first that I looked at and said, wow, well, hang on a second, this is actually something that I could maybe do. The difference between him and me is he's got boundless energy, and he's much younger than I am. His ideas and his willingness to put himself forward and out there are really part of what makes YouTube an amazing place, and that makes it a place for everybody. What people thought was actually what brought as many people to your channel as possible, but in fact, they're finding out now it's actually a bit of a hindrance, because let's say you do a video that's really good and people love it, and then you come up with a video the next day, you're actually taking away from the chances of the first video to grow even more. 2 to 3 times a week to start out with would be fantastic if you could. Once a week is probably great. And I'm trying to do once a week myself now. It seems to be working out okay. Because no one will know you when you're starting out, the whole idea is to make stuff that you can search. So let's say, how to become a YouTuber. There's a search term right there. How to set up your Canon M3 camera. Things to do in Cork City, Ireland. Those type of things. Once your family and your friends have joined and subscribed to you, then getting ahead is quite difficult. The first 100 subscribers, that was fantastic. I mean, the feeling that I had when I got my first 100 was brilliant. It took a whole lot of coursing on Facebook and Twitter, everywhere, just to get friends to come by. And because I'm a musician, I was able to say it a couple of times during gigs, and I was also able to, because people were looking for where my band was playing, I say, hey, well, my channel's right here, so come and look at it. You don't need a lot of gear to start out with. You could do it on your phone if you wanted to. When I first started out, I bought myself a Canon M3, one of the cheaper of the M series Canon cameras. I don't remember how much it costs, about $400 or something like that. No lights, no microphones, besides my recording microphones, which I had, of course. No camera lights, no camera mics, no camera anything. And I started straight out, dove straight into it. What I would suggest is start with some kind of computer. I work with Apple computers, and I use Final Cut Pro for editing. You can get all the professional apps that Apple has as a bundle through the educational department of the Apple site. So I think it's apple.com/education, depending on where you are. So if you're in school or if you're taking courses or anything else, you can use this to bring the price of all the programs down. Every Apple computer comes with iMovie anyway and GarageBand, so you're ready to go without even thinking about that. I'm not certain about what to do on the PC side of things, but there is a DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, Filmora that's doing really well.
So the other thing you gotta do is try and use anything you can to make your videos get done. We're here for lunch at the Valley Blue Cooking School. I had a lovely pizza. Just use whatever you can for your videos.
Say hello. Say hello. No, I love doing YouTube. YouTube is quite an amazing place. It has a lot of people that are extremely talented, working for themselves. What better place, really, for a guy like me? You know, I've been a musician all my life. The music business is not what it used to be. Writing songs and getting them released is super easy, but the problem is you can't make any money from it. It's not that you ever could really make any money from music. I mean, where else could a 58-year-old professional musician have a second chance at making some money, possibly? The people here are fantastic. I've met so many amazing and truly talented people over the last couple of years. The first YouTubers that I ever met, in fact, were at the Belfast Power of Video last August. It was scary and it was eye-opening to realize that there were so many people, so many gifted people out there trying to do pretty much exactly the same thing that I was doing. So it was really nice to meet them. The Power of Video was the first place that I realized that maybe this wasn't going to be so easy after all. It made me realize how difficult this YouTube journey was actually going to be, but it also made me realize that it was absolutely worth it to do. I realized the generosity of the YouTube community. Daryl Leaves was extremely kind to me, basically helped me get to VidSummit. I mean, it's a lot of money to get to California from Ireland, and also the tickets for the VidSummit are quite expensive as well, but worth every penny, of course. I learned so much from that, made even more friends, some of the best people that I've ever met. Yeah, it's absolutely worth it. It's important to not think about having to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Even though I film now about 100 videos, I think there's about 125 on my channel, I'm still just learning how to do this. The setups and how to work the lights and how to get the camera and how to get the sound proper and everything else. That's before you even start thinking about editing and cutting down and all the rest of it. There is absolutely value in continuing to put out stuff for YouTube and to chase whatever it is that you actually feel inside you. Small idea and your time and your expertise in whatever it is, and you can put a video out on YouTube and people will come and watch it. You know, maybe not that many, but it doesn't matter in a strange way. On the days that you feel like there's nothing you can do and there's no way forward, remembering what I learned at Vid Summit and the power of video brings me back to kick my own butt, give myself a better idea of how to go forward. Just being back in Hollywood and LA was pretty eye-opening for me as well. You know, it brought back memories of playing on the Sunset Strip and all the opportunities that are actually there for everyone. You know how some days when you feel like everything you've done is just for nothing, really, you know, and you work so hard and nothing happens. Put out the best video you've ever made and yet there's no views or hardly any views. Somehow keep your spirits up and also be willing to do what it is that you're doing for the spirit and for the art of it. If you want to do the YouTube thing, I wholeheartedly suggest that you go ahead and do it. It really is something amazing. The people are fantastic. As a human, you'll get a whole lot out of it. Hey, look at this. Look who's here. Hello. That's basically it. Although it's difficult, it really is a brilliant and worthwhile thing to do. We have our little friend Jasper here that's coming to visit for a few days. Jasper can't wait to get on YouTube, can he? There's so much coming up over the summer months. I'll be traveling to Belfast to do the video conference there. I'm trying to get to the Vid Summit in October. Trying to do a little bit of traveling around, and I'm trying to get a couple of collabs in over the summer as well. Thanks so much. Man, oh, it's video.